Wow, I just really want to say it is really weird talking to a camera, but I felt like yapping today, and I really wanted to yap about this movie because I went and saw 28 Years Later as a double feature with Elio at 10:45 p.m. And watching that, like, what did I watch? Like, that shit was buns. It was butt cheeks. It was bunt. It was booty. Like, why? Before we get into spoilers, because I do want to explain this movie and why I'm so baffled by it, I do want to talk about the filming aspect of it because it is pretty interesting. I mean, they used iPhones to film this whole movie, which, I mean, stays true to the IP. I don't know what to call this. They shot like on old film cams last movie, so this was fitting. And it's really interesting to see a box office movie being able to be presented through an iPhone's, regular phone lens. I think that's cool. But like, holy shit, don't do that. That shit was ass. It looked ass the entire time. Like, I don't mean to complain a lot, because, I'm just a guy. I'm just a normal guy. But, like, even I could tell, for the first 5 minutes of the movie, they were just cutting and cutting and cutting, and it seemed like I was watching a freaking TikTok, like, reel, where I had to go to part 2, part 3, part 4, part 5, just to watch the same thing fucking over again 5 times. It was annoying. It was annoying and it hurt my eyes. And then they did it for 2 hours. It's just like, I don't think there was a longer shot than 10 seconds that wasn't a landscape shot. Like, if you're gonna use iPhones, cool, but don't forget, like, people have to watch this. Okay, now let's get into spoilers. Quick summary. The protagonist is a mama's boy. He lives off an island to go to the mainland with his dad. They end up killing a fat zombie who's pretty thick, kind of hot. The dad's also really hot. Aaron Taylor Johnson, he's just hot. We know that. He's an attractive man. Slightly, I don't want to say better dad or worse dad than Nosferatu, because he was a little weird in that too. He was a little weird. All his movies are a little weird. Anyways, back to the point. Aaron Taylor Johnson starts being a bad daddy. He's a bad boy and cheats on this mama boy's his wife, his son's mom, because that's how families work. And the boy gets mad. The boy's name's Spike. Forget, like the planting on Valorant. Stupid. Spike gets mad, ends up taking his really sickly mother, who's also just like coughing up blood and is just dying, to the mainland to help find this doctor to help him. And it's just like, this is where I see the movie derailing from what could be fun into just like straight booty. It loses its suspense because it tries to be much more than just a strict zombie infected movie. I feel like all the suspense it brought up in the first 10 minutes of the film just ended up like not mattering as much, because they walk through these fields talking, yapping, being loud. Like, they're not even careful at this point, and you're just kind of like, you forget that there's zombies out there, or at least it seems like they forget. And it's just like, how dangerous is this? Because it doesn't seem dangerous anymore. And I think it loses a lot of horror value in that, because you lose a lot of suspense when these things are no longer suspenseful and it's more of just monologues between two characters trying to deal with death and dying. And it ends up being a whole beautiful thing of like, everybody has to die at some point. But this is not the movie I was expecting to go into, Like, maybe if the trailer advertised this a little better, or maybe if I watched the first movie, because I honestly didn't and I didn't know what I was walking into. But this is not how I perceived the movie to be. And maybe that's my main gripe. I don't know. Maybe it's the fact that every time I blinked it was a different freaking shot because they cut it so much. Alright, and my last and final point is, who the hell is Jimmy? I understand, watching the first one before the sequel, because this is a sequel, but, this is a sequel that's, a generational gap. Alright, the original came out in 2002. I was just born then. For example, Kingdom of the Planets of the Apes did it correctly. Like, you don't need to know who the rest of the old apes are, although Caesar's my goat. Rest in peace. But, like, who the fuck is Jimmy? It's just some guy in a random vector jumpsuit doing backflips all of a sudden, stabbing zombies with spears, and I'm supposed to be like, what? This is how the movie ends? That's crazy. But that's all you got for me, guys. I think the movie was booty. Feel free to leave how you felt about it below if you watched it, and then yeah, thanks for watching. Bye.